Hi, and thank you for joining me today. Today I'm doing a little bit of resin work, so I'm doing 3 different projects, which means I've made up quite a bit of resin. And instead of wasting my resin at the end, I'm going to be using some druzy molds, and as well I'm going to be using some resin molds. And I'm going to be using Arteza and Jewel Essence and Hobby Lobby brand mica powders. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. So the first thing I need to do is mix up all of my colors, and what I'm pointing out here is that the little stick I'm using to stir with the purple is from my set of measuring cups that are for resin that are reusable, and they are a silicone measuring set. Now that stick with the purple on is a little bit floppy, so I opted to go with the popsicle stick for most of the colors. And again, I'm using several different types of mica powder. First, I'm using Arteza and Jewel Essence, and also mica powders from Hobby Lobby. And you can see a big old mess all over the table because I got a little carried away with the mica powders. So the first thing that we're going to need to do with the druzy mold is to add a little bit of the plain epoxy into the molds, and that'll help pick up the crystal forms. It'll help give it a little bit of shine so that it helps enhance the geode stones on the inside. Now at the end of this video you're going to see that I added too much of the plain old resin, and I've got too much clear in there. The next thing I need to do is add in my colors, and so I just randomly pick colors and put them into the molds, mixing them a little bit as I go. And you'll notice at the end of this video I don't use a torch on it because I don't want to overheat the druzy mold because it will stick, and the same goes for the resin mold. I don't use a torch in those either. And you'll see I got carried away on the resin, thinking I had more than what I actually did, so here I go scooping some of the resin out of one of the molds and back into another one to fill them back up. And then I'm going to let these sit overnight and harden up before I take them out tomorrow. Hi, today I'm removing the epoxy from the silicone molds. This is the ones that I did the other day. I did clean up around the molds that night while it was a little bit hard, but I'm not sure if you can see this. They actually look pretty cool from this side, and it's always a surprise what they're going to be looking like on the opposite side, so I'm hoping that we get some nice designs on the opposite side as well. And these last two, so let's find out what we got. Just going to crack them out a little bit here, all the way around, and then it should pop out. Just carefully remove. Wow, how pretty is that? Let's see, I hope the shine isn't too much that you can't see it. So that's the first one. It's blue and green, and we're going to clean up all around with actually it just flaked off anyway, but I'm going to use scissors to remove, well actually all the outside is clean on this one. It's a little bit on the inside that I can remove. I might do that later. Yeah, I'll do that later. Anyway, there's the first one. Let's do this one next. Again, just going to crack it away. Well, this one's alright, but it's not my favorite. These ones over there. Don't like this little white bit right there. Of course, you can go over it with on the parts you don't like and change them up a little bit by adding some more color. That's always an option on the things that you don't like. These are still a little bit soft, which makes them easy to cut with the scissors. Like that little part there, right there, so I'm just going to chop that off. Cleaning as I go. Okay, this one might be a little harder to take out because I've got a lot of extra. Here, we'll pop this one out first. It could be, right? So those are those ones. Okay, let's see what we got on these ones. I like the back better. Wah, wah, wah. But let's see. It's very, oops. Well, can't pick that up right now. Sorry about that. This one's very cool on the back. This is kind of cool on the front. Okay, now I'll have to clean that up right around here. I'll probably... this one's got some nice purple and copper. Hope you can see it. And the final one, which looks really cool on the back and pretty cool on the front. Let's see here. Hope you can see. So those are the Jersey molds and the silicone molds. And I'm not sure what all I'll do with them, but the nice thing with having these molds is when you're doing your resin work, at least you don't have to waste resin, because you can, even if you just do one thing in a mold, at least that resin isn't being wasted. So anyway, I don't know if you can see all the, I'll put them all over here. But instead of wasting that resin, I'm able to, I like this one the best. Instead of wasting that resin, I was able to use it for these here, and that way eventually I will repurpose them into something. If you can see them. But thank you for joining me, and I hope if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.